In this video, we're going to talk about developing our stride off the ice. So what we're going to use today is the Goaler 1 4x8 Extreme Slide Board. So in this particular case, we've already coated the surface. I recommend using the Super Glide spray. You can also use a silicone spray or a floor polish. It'll do the same type of thing, but the Super Glide is by far the best product in terms of actually getting a nice smooth coat on your slide board to make it really feel like ice. This particular model, it's a 4x8, and this one is actually about 6 years old, so it's gone through the ringer and it's still in great shape. It's phenomenal shape. We've abused it and used it throughout the course of the years. All the parts on it are the ones that actually came with the product when we bought it day one. So let's talk about the setup. In this case, I've got the stopper set at the widest distance. I'm a taller athlete, so for me, I need the longer glide. Younger athletes, you're going to want to bring it in, and there's different markers on the ground where you can actually adjust the stoppers. So in this case, I'll just use the full 8-foot slide. And we're going to talk about how do we actually start to extend our stride. And the tough thing, if you've ever trained for hockey, is you know that actually activating those same muscle groups is very difficult unless you're actually doing a skating technique. Now, there's not many exercises that actually activate those same muscles. Slide board happens to be one of them. So it's a great tool for training for hockey, getting ready for the hockey season, help avoid groin pulls, hip flexor pulls, that type of thing. But it's also a great tool to lengthen our stride out. So if you've got players who have very short, choppy strides, this is a great tool to kind of get them to understand the technique behind the elongated stride. So what we're going to do is we're just going to work on a lateral stride here, and before we even get to the push, we want to talk about our body positions. So if you've watched any of our other videos, you know that we talk a lot about sitting down into our athletic stance, getting here, keeping that chest up, most importantly, activating the glutes, the hamstrings, the quads, and the core to keep everything in this area nice and tight and firm. So what we're going to do is we're going to load up all the weight on this, in this case on my left leg. I'm going to load up the weight. I'm going to push across. Now as I push across, I want to finish with my toe pointing out. And so what this is simulating is a hockey stride. When we stride out, we can push that toe. We have to push that toe down to get the maximum extension on our actual stride. So we want to mimic that motion when we use the slide board here. So we're going to again load up. We're going to bring our right foot underneath our body. We're going to push out, and we're going to hold the extension. So what you're going to see is as athletes begin to do this, especially beginners, they're going to have a real tough time getting the proper amount of push, and you're going to see they're going to either stop short or it won't be a smooth slide across. You want to really focus on them staying low in this athletic stance, getting full extension here so that they get that proper slide across. And so here we're working on this complete extension of the leg, which is what we would have if we're on the ice trying to elongate a stride or step. Here, again, chest is up, knees are bent, and we're in a nice strong power position. So now as we push, again we're pushing with the toe. Let's talk about the foot that's off the ice. What you'll see a lot of players do is as they use a slide board, they'll bring this foot way up and it'll put them off balance, and they'll actually step, and you'll see it'll actually compact their stride, probably similar to the way they do it on the ice. So we want to activate it by bringing it underneath here, but keeping it low to the ice. We don't want it to necessarily get very high off the slide surface. We want to keep it right under here. So there's a balance element, but again, we're working on moving our energy from our center of gravity outward. So the last piece we want to talk about is our actual upper body engagement here. So if I'm striding on the ice with my right leg, my right arm's going to drive forward. In this case, we're moving side to side, but we still want to practice proper arm motion. So as we go, again, we're driving that arm straight here, right arm comes straight back, up, here, full extension, and we're going to slide across. Hope you find these tips helpful. We'll see you next time at M2 Hockey and hockeyshare.com.